Andy wants to ask, what team size is the perfect balance between splitting the work and keeping the vision when it comes to a big long-term project? Okay, so for off the bat, one of the things by far that newer team builders or game developers or anybody kind of in a field gets wrong is the terminology and the communication. So, like, part of the problem with the question to begin with is that you're asking, what is the perfect balance team size? One, there is no perfect balance. Two, like, what is a big long-term project? How big? How long-term? Right? Like, there's a lot of details in there that you need to define. And the problem is when you say long-term project, somebody that only does 2-month projects thinks a long-term project is 4 months, but somebody that's been in AAA thinks a long-term project is 6 years. So you really have to define your terms. You have to be as specific as possible when you're asking stuff like, especially like when you're communicating with a team. Like, I'm not saying like in your questions to us, please be specific as possible. I'm saying specifically like when you're communicating with a team and you're asking if they want to be part of a long-term project, you got to know the details on that stuff, and you're probably going to go longer than you think you are. I don't, there definitely is a point where the team gets so big that it loses some of its soul, you know? But I don't think that that's like a magic number. I think it more has to do with culture and speed and buy-in from the team and just the way that the team is run. First, because you can lose that stuff at 3 people if you are very like top-down kind of management style. So it really depends on how you treat the team. I do think at some point teams stop operating effectively as a group and need some sort of management structure, but I don't know. I would say beyond 4 or 5, it gets more and more complicated to kind of run a group run team, if that makes sense. Because yeah, the vision too specifically, I think, is a part of every person in the team. So it's very fluid and all that.